Yo, what's up, guys? Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, and I'm one of the HCS commentators, and we have another weekly report set up for you guys. We have a lot to cover, so let's just get right into it. We got drama alert. On top of that, we have to talk about the Kansas City Major that just took place. So we hop right on board with a bit of drama alert. If you guys are paying attention to the title, you already know that there was a Halo professional player that was fined, and that was actually Spartan. Spartan, he's been very vocal about his displeasure with certain things in the community and with certain things in, I guess, the Halo community, including some of the ways he's been treated. On top of that, a lot of the changes that were made, like, you know, obviously it took away a lot of the skill jumps, and a lot of content creators and professional players took to Twitter to talk about the fact that they weren't happy with that. So we're gonna see what ends up happening. On top of that, there's been a really bad jam going on with certain semi-automatic weapons, including the battle rifle and the heat wave, two very important weapons to the Halo competitive ecosystem. Now, it's been addressed by, I believe it was Tashi, or might have been Unishek, that said that there was a rapid fire issue that was going on, and while fixing that, they were able to fix that problem, but it inadvertently added this jamming issue. I've experienced it myself. It's really bad, but luckily they said they're on the case, and hopefully we get a fix as soon as possible because it is so important. But Spartan, again, very vocal on his Twitter, ended up receiving a fine apparently, and we found that out by him tweeting out being fined. I'd like to take this moment to apologize to absolutely nobody. I stand by everything I've said. So yeah, since then he's been putting the fine in his Twitch titles. He's been replying to a lot of different tweets saying that other people are gonna get fined as well, so really playing into it. But yeah, hopefully Spartan doesn't get in too much more trouble. We know we like Spartan around here. Next up is gonna be apparently Snipdown teases potential return to Apex Legends on stream after being disappointed by Halo recently. Oh man, this says HCS Intel. I got the chance to watch this stream, and he was telling his teammates that his ranked teammates for Apex, that he wanted to maybe try to compete in the Raleigh LAN tournament, so he tried to find his way onto the scene. Now, since then, he's been actually seen scrimming with Complexity and some other professional teams as well. So we don't know if Snipdown plans on leaving Halo, but we do know that he plans on trying to compete in Apex, which I'm not going to say is the end of the world, as long as he could, as long as he's still putting in the work in Halo, scrimming and doing his things. If he wants to try to compete in 2 different games at a high level, I mean, he's more than welcome to. Will that be the best for him? I'm not sure, but either way, I do know that him and FaZe did place in top 6, but I think is really good for FaZe. I think top 6 and top 4 is really good for FaZe. If they drop from there, that's when I'll be a little bit worried. But top 6, top 4 is where I want to see FaZe. And honestly, when they're playing at their apex, no pun intended, but if they're playing at their apex, they're playing to their potential. They can possibly win a tournament. They can go toe to toe with the likes of Sentinels, Cloud9, United, and all of the big boys, even Optic as well. So we'll see how this works out for Snipdown. Hopefully this doesn't mean that he's leaving Halo completely, and maybe just plans on competing in 2 games, or at least in some tournaments for Apex. Hey, you know, they say you can't have your cake and eat it too, but I think Snipdown's really doing that. Would be able to compete in Halo and then going in and streaming Apex at night. I think it's been working for him, so who are we to question that? Sorry, your boy's thirsty. All right. This was some big drama going on in the female competitive Halo tournament scene. So this is MLG Queen, a part of the number 2 ranked team. The formal team was MLG Queen, Divine Damsel, Miss Adi, and Command Station. And one of the tweets, she says, "I've really enjoyed imagine shading your e-girl team that you've played with for weeks just 2 weeks before grand finals because some sponsor kids promised you a bunch of fake shiz. I can't wait to be done with female tournaments. Some of these girls are actually so desperate, it's embarrassing." Another tweet earlier says, everyone already knows I think late card cheats, so I'm not afraid to say it. I have lots of clips of sus gameplay, calling out stuff she can't hear, staring at walls, etc. I've shown the clips to pro players across several teams and video game designers, and they all agree it's sus. And then finally, final comment before I leave, the person who left our team helped us gather evidence to demonstrate that the girl was cheating. She knows and is complicit. So it looks like the player she's talking about is Miss Audie. Miss Audie was on this team roster, and it looks like she's being poached by Hydra Gaming. Hydra Gaming was made up of Janelle, Minx, Miss Lakar, and formerly Cranberry. It looks like Cranberry and the team have decided to split ways, and Cranberry is doing their own thing, but that left an opening for this roster, and it looks like they're trying to poach Miss Audie away. MLG Queen has also said that just got into a little bit of arguments with Miss Audie, saying don't try to save face. Apparently she lied to them. I'm trying to find that tweet while we're at it real quick. It won't take too long. I apologize. Okay, that's a little embarrassing. Maybe I should have been a little more prepared for this one. Okay, here we go. Do not tweet at me trying to save face. You're a hypocrite. I do not respect liars. You told me you weren't leaving the team, and then I'd get online and see you scrimming with them again. Always some BS excuse to just block me and don't even bother anymore. So apparently Miss Audie has been running with that team for quite a bit, screaming with them and ready to make the move. Her team confronted her about it, and she had told them that no, she was gonna stay with Queen and their team. But it looks like Miss Audie will be jumping ship onto the #1 team, Hydra, which is an amazing opportunity, by the way. I mean, if you ever get the chance to jump onto one of the #1 teams, you know, you gotta be a part of it. Now, you notice how she said because of some sponsor kids promise you fake stuff. So that tells me that maybe they plan on leaving Hydra Gaming, the organization, and joining onto a different organization. Maybe another organization has offered to give them more, maybe a salary or something in exchange for signing with them. Maybe they want them to compete in some of the HCS events in addition to the female competitive tournaments. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, we're going to see a little bit of a shakeup in the female competitive community between the #1 and the #2 team if Miss Audie does indeed jump on board. On top of that, we're talking about, you know, there's a lot of accusation with Miss Lakar, one of the newest members to be in Halo. By the way, she's been putting up numbers, so a lot of people are seeing that and questioning the legitimacy of her gameplay. So, you know, the fact that MLG Queen is saying that Miss Audie was one of the ones who helped gather evidence of, you know, on top of this player, and now is leaving, you know, saying that if you think this person is cheating, why would you team with them, kind of thing. So either way, I'm not gonna give my side or left or right, or I think who's cheating and what's cheating. Either way, I just want to see some great gameplay, but it is some drama that, you know, we gotta put out there, and it's gonna be really excited to see the next Lady Spartan tournament, because both of these teams again are the #1 and #2 team, and that leaves a gaping hole to try to find out what's gonna happen with MLG Queen's team. You know, who's gonna be filling in that void? So they just lost a heavy hitter in Miss Audie, so the question is, who will they pick up? Will they go after Cranberry, the former Hydra Gaming star, or will they go in for some new fresh talent, maybe like a Miss Heartbreak, or someone maybe try to get a gunner for hire? Not exactly sure, but either way, really exciting to see what's going to happen with that series of tournaments. And with that, I think we need to move on to what happened in Kansas City, because there was plenty. Kansas City major event. It was absolutely insane. I got the ability to be able to cast at the event, and it was incredible. I spent most of my time on the Bravo stream, twitch.tv/Xbox or HCS, but I did get to spend a little bit of time on the main stage as well, and the room was electrifying. It was crazy. So before we talk about the Championship Sunday, I want to talk about the open bracket to find out how we got to Championship Sunday. So start all the way up top with who made it through the winners. So it looks like G1 3-2ing Red Wolves. So Red Wolves was a very interesting roster. That was that roster featuring the Gears of War players, Precision, Alex Shock and the boys, very good squad. G1 is the Pre-Devinators roster, who also added Swish before the most recent tournament, and obviously that really worked out for G1. Scrolling down, Space Station Gaming 3-0ing Black Hand. A lot of you guys know Black Hand because Jay Gravity plays for them. There was a very famous video with Jay Gravity yelling, "Shut up, I got camo," that went absolutely viral. It was really funny. But that was Black Hand. Space Station 3-0ing them. No surprise. It was more of a surprise. Space Station even competing in the open bracket than making it out through winners. Under them, Built by Gamers beating out Shopify Rebellion. A lot of you guys know Shopify Rebellion as mostly a Gears of War team, included as a Call of Duty player. Featured Mental. Mental, a dynamic slayer. Let me tell you, I got the chance to watch him fill in for Xset during a tournament, and it was absolutely incredible. He has a bright future in any game that he plays. Gears of War, Call of Duty, Halo, whatever he does, it's amazing. Built by Gamers, featuring King J, Twisted Minds and the boys. I'm actually wearing a King J merch shirt, so shout out to the homie King J. Built by Gamers 3-0ing them, so no real surprise there. Complexity getting the 3-0. Complexity have been red hot for quite some time. So like the day after Anaheim, this team just started to soar and just have gotten better and better. They picked up Monster and haven't looked back. It's been incredible. Sorry guys, getting a little thirsty. So the elimination bracket, in my opinion, is where things get a little bit crazy. So Oxygen Esports 2 winning Torrent. I will say, I mean, I can't say I'm too surprised at that. Torrent have been a very good squad. They qualified for Anaheim as well, but Oxygen Esports always seem to get the best of them in most of these tournament plays. I think they might have matched up maybe like say 7 times, or you know, and out of 7 times, I would say Oxygen Esports probably won 5. 5 of them. Torrent a very good team, but sadly weren't able to make it out. Red Wolves pulling off the 3-2 victory over Oxygen Esports. I thought that was really interesting because Red Wolves were kind of like the younger brothers, if you will, of Oxygen Esports. They always hung out together. They knew each other very well, playing in the 8s, always putting in the work in the sauna. But Oxygen Esports were kind of older brother, and Red Wolves, again, that team featuring Precision and Alex Shock and the boys, were able to pull off the 3-2. And not only that, but that was actually a reverse sweep. Oxygen Esports were up 2-0 in that series, and Red Wolves had to win back-to-back games in order to top things out. Underneath was EMGG versus Version 1. Version 1 was the roster highlighting Eli Elite, who formerly was on this EMGG roster back when it was referred to as Esports Arena Blue. They decided to go their separate ways, and EMGG coming out with a 2-0 victory over them. And then EMGG 3-0ing Black Hand. AMGG were kind of the team of the tournament. They punched way above their weight class. And I mean, we knew, you know, Gold Star, BR, Flursley, and JK and the boys, we knew how good they are, but dude, they really showed up at Kansas City. Really proud of the boys. Luminosity Gaming 2-0 over Umbra. That was the squad featuring Carmea. Now, captained by Carmea, they actually won the Version 1 tournament, but they turned down the Version 1 contract because a org offered them something better. Now, my last video talked about the fact that I thought Luminosity Gaming was the team that's going to sign them, and guess what? It was Luminosity Gaming. The 2-0ing Umbra, and then 3-1ing Shopify Rebellion, the team featuring Mental. Black Hand EU were able to make it out, beating out both EXO and ABCDE, coming out with the 3-0 victory. And that was your open bracket to make it into Championship Sunday and pool play. Now going in, we get to Championship. We'll skip over pool play. We'll talk more about Championship Sunday. So Championship Sunday, we have Cloud9 3-0ing FaZe. I would say FaZe are a really good squad. I think FaZe do have the capability of beating Cloud9, but consistently, you know, Cloud9 win up that matchup. Quadrant able to take Sentinels to a game 5. Sentinels literally got taken to a game 5 by Knights and by Quadrant, and we're going to talk about some other game 5s that they were involved in a little bit later on. But Sentinels coming out on top over Quadrant, which, by the way, Quadrant had an amazing tournament. Big ups to them. That 3/4 of that French roster coming out of the EU, the number 2 team coming out of Europe. United 3-1 over Pioneers, no surprise there. Optic 3-1 over Ascend, the number 1 team coming out of the EU, captained by highlighted by Legend Shady, Snipedown and them. 3-1 for Optic, big ups to them. After that, this is where things get, I would say, a little bit crazy. Sentinels 3-1 Cloud9 actually had the ability to cast that series on the main stage. It was incredible, dude. Let me tell you something. Sentinels got taken to a game 5 by Quadrant and by Knights, but when this round 2 started, Sentinels were literally playing lights, dude. They were dominant with their gameplay. They 3-1 Cloud9, and that's where things started to get a little bit shaky. Optic 3-0ing United. I can't really say that's much of a surprise. Optic Gaming have been riding a crazy high leading up into Kansas City, especially after picking up Formal, so I wasn't surprised by that. Sentinels 3-2ing Optic. I thought that was big. Going to game 5 with Optic, Sentinels pulling out the win. That was absolutely insane. Big. That game 5, Sentinels simply step up, and they don't lose game 5s apparently. That was your winners final, so Sentinels automatically get sent into the grand finals, where they wait the loser bracket. So EMGG 3-2 the Chiefs, number 1 team out of ANZ. Big win right there. Luminosity losing to J Lings. That's another team coming out of EU. Blackhand 3-0ing Cruelty, team out of ANZ. Red Wolves 3-2ing Navi. That was a big play. Again, the former Gears of War boys really stepping it up, 3-2ing Navi, one of the partner squads here in Halo. I thought that was a big one. EMGG 3-1 Built by Gamers, another upset. They continued to upset through 2 rounds. I'm telling you, they ran hot on in Kansas City. Complexity 3-1 over Jane Lakes. Really not too surprised by that. Space Station Gaming 3-0ing. Can't say I'm too surprised by that either. G1 3-1ing Red Wolves, which I believe they actually beat them earlier in that day as well, so can't say I'm surprised by that. G2 beating EMGG, finally cutting their losers bracket run short. Exit 3-1 over Complexity. I think Complexity had a shot in it, but Exit are really good. Exit since Anaheim have been extremely good. Fnatic 3-2 over Space Station Gaming. I don't consider that much of an upset. I mean, some people might have had Space Station Gaming on this one. I know I would have picked Fnatic as the favorites. That's a really good matchup. G1 over PK, number 1 team out of Latin America, out of Mexico. Big win for G1. Big win. FaZe over G2 3-0. Can't say I'm surprised. Quadrant 3-1 exit. I think it was hilarious because so Kratos actually tweets out when he finds out in the pools that he's going up against Ascend in pools. He literally says, "Give me Ascend on main stage" in one of his tweets. Then loses to Ascend on main stage, and Shady quote tweets that quote tweets that tweet, and then freaking says, I think he just wrote "sleep!" exclamation mark. So that was really funny. And then that was Ascend 3/4 of that roster being French, and then ultimately them losing the Quadrant, an all French roster 3-1. But we know how good Exit is. I just thought it was really funny. You gotta throw some respect. I mean, hey, I'll make sure I always throw respect on Kratos and this team Exit's team, because they are absolutely incredibly talented players. And since Anaheim, they put us all on notice. But in that same breath, I'm gonna say we gotta put some respect on EU. Kansas City Pioneers 3-2 win over Fnatic. They had the hometown team. Let me tell you, anytime they got a kill, a flag cap, literally anything, the crowd was going wild. There was KCP chants all over the place, which was amazing, because we haven't really seen that kind of hometown favorites like we did in Kansas City. And honestly, I want to see more of it going forward in Halo Esports. Ascend 3-1 over G1. Big win coming out of them. I mean, I don't consider that an upset, but still really good for EU Halo as a whole. Quadrant and Ascend both make it to top 8 FaZe 3 over Quadrant. Kansas City Pioneers 3-2 over Send. Both of our EU rosters gets knocked out. EU United 3-0 over FaZe. I think FaZe and EU United were in a similar boat. I really thought they were both fighting for that number 4 spot this whole time. But I will say FaZe getting 3-0 kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I would love to see this end like 3-1 or even game 5, but getting swept really tough for FaZe right there. By the way, they finished top 6, which is nothing to be upset about. Cloud9 knocking out Pioneers in top 6 as well. Can't say I'm too surprised from that. Going into Cloud9 versus EU United, another 3-0 sweep going in favor of of Cloud9 over EU United. Not surprised there, but I'm surprised it was a sweep. I would say again 3-1, 3-2, and then another sweep. Cloud9 sweeping Optic, and then when back-to-back sweeps on EU United and Optic, I thought Cloud9 were gonna come in on another level. Like they came back with a vengeance. It's a big ups for them again. Another game or another series I would expect it to go to game 4, game 5, and simply didn't. And then finally you have your where's the? There we go. And finally, you have your grand finals. Sentinels 4-0 sweeping Cloud9 after getting back-to-back sweeps themselves. Sentinels ran crazy hot on Championship Sunday, and they were your champions. Big for them. Honestly, Sentinels, you know, we almost got disrespectful with the way we were forgetting with them being on top. So I want to make sure that we throw some respect on Sentinel's name. They are back and they're coming for their throne. It was great games all around, but it was good to see Sentinels on top, and we're gonna see if that happens. So now we have 2 under Cloud9 lands, 2 under Cloud9. We have 1 under Sentinel so far, and we're gonna see what Orlando ends up being. So in case you guys are wondering, this is your final rosters. But yeah, it was a great tournament. I was really happy to be a part of it. Shout out to HCS for having me, and not only having me, but also I was supposed to ban the B stream, but even at one point I was on the A stream, and it was absolutely crazy. The crowd was insane. I got to meet so many people, pictures, autographs, hugs, handshakes, fist bumps, butt pats. It was absolutely amazing. Guys, if you guys want more content like this, make sure you leave a like and leave a comment down below on what you guys like to see, and also tell me who you think is going to be your next LAN champions over in Orlando. Is it going to be Sentinels going back to back? Will Cloud9 retake their rightful throne, or will Optic step up and take that LAN win, or anybody else? I mean, there's plenty of other teams in the running for that number 1 spot. But yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you guys check me out on stream every morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. We always are going live, and most of the time we're playing with the viewers as well. So if you guys ever want to jump into lobbies with me and find out if I really got it on the sticks, or if I just be talking about it, you can definitely catch me at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern every single morning. Catch you guys later.